Hello and welcome back to the Dream to Succeed show. My name is Dr. Quincy Hawley and I'll be your host today. And on last week's episode, we talked about my story a little bit. Because my story is a story of dreaming. And before I became a dreamer, I failed. And I was failing in a major way. But through pursuing my dreams, through discovering my dreams, I've been able to achieve them, and now we've created the Dream to Succeed show with the hope that anyone who follows the principles that we discuss, the strategies, the tools, the resources, all of that information that we discuss on this show, the goal is that you will be able to go out and pursue your dream and achieve your dreams as well. So we're really excited to get this show kicked off. This show used to be called the Sell to Excel show, and we were up to about 11,000 listeners. And I was disappointed to change the content and to change the topic of the show. But at the same time, I believe that I'm a dreamer more than I'm a salesman. And I really wanted to share the dreaming aspect of my expertise with the rest of the world. I really wanted to share my story because I believe there's some really powerful aspects to it that you will be able to relate to as we go on throughout the weeks and the months and the years. So we'll continue to do this show, and I really look forward to hearing a lot of the successes that come from people who take dreaming seriously, and not just dreaming. It's fairly easy to dream. There are a lot of dreamers that exist on the face of the planet, but there aren't a lot of people who will take the massive action, who will get uncomfortable so that they can actually achieve their dreams. And that's why we're here on the Dream to Succeed show, not just to dream and to have all these castles in the sky that we've built, but to also take actions towards that. And we're going to teach you guys all of that today, or all of that on this show. But on today's episode, I really want to focus on why it's important to dream. And we touched on that a little bit on the last week's episode, but this week I want to delve a little bit deeper into dreams. And before we get started with today's show, I want to share a poem with you all that I believe came to me from God, from the universe, from Mother Nature, whatever you believe in. One day after I dropped my 3-year-old daughter off at daycare, this is about maybe a year and a half, almost 2 years ago now. I dropped my daughter off at daycare, and I came back and I was sitting in my driveway in my 2008 Toyota Tundra. And these words just came to me, and I jotted them down, and it's been a poem that I've memorized, and I gave it a name, and it really just embodied all of what I stood for at that point. And I was able to write this poem in about 5 minutes or less, probably less than 5 minutes. I wrote this poem, and I titled it The Answer, but I want to share it with you guys because I really believe it will be a great segue into today's show of why it's important to dream. So the poem started The Answer. Here goes. The universe is the nest of life, which provides us with the quest of life. If you want the absolute best of life, then discover your dreams and make grand request of life. Pursue your dreams with faith for the rest of life, as the pursuit provides the test of life. And if you want to ace the test of life, work hard, dream big, take massive action, and invest in life. Act now. How much time is left in life? If you live your dreams today, then you'll never fear death in life. Believe these words and what they suggest of life, or receive, no doubt, an F in life. And that poem, again, is titled The Answer, and I love it. I really need to start reciting that on a daily basis because it really embodies, again, much of what I've been through and experienced over the past 2.5 years, since November 2016, when I committed to being the absolute best version possible of myself and to pursue my dreams, my dream life. And I really hope that a lot of people take that really seriously. So first and foremost, and one of the parts of that poem that I like the best was the part where it says, if you live your dreams today, then you'll never fear death in life. And we'll just start off right there, since death is a pretty serious topic. Most of us have had some level of experience with death, probably not directly, or you probably wouldn't be hearing these words right now, I imagine, but maybe you lost a family member, or if you're a veterinarian, something like that, then you've probably actually euthanized animals, have had animals come in dead on arrival. Maybe you've just squashed a bug. Maybe that's your only experience with death. I don't know. But it's the one thing that we'll all face at some point in time. Life is so risky that none of us are going to make it out alive. And when you really sit back and think about that, it really puts a lot of things in perspective. And it certainly did for me. And I thought to myself, Quincy, what in the heck do you have to lose by going after your dreams? Worst case, you fail and you don't, achieve your dreams, and you die but before you do that. But you're going to die anyway. So you have nothing to lose. And I believe that, or no, not I believe, since I've started dreaming, I don't fear death anymore. Nope. Every single day I am going after my dream. I'm being mindful and I'm enjoying the moment. I'm enjoying the journey of pursuing my dream. So I'm happy just in the act of going after my aspirations, my dreams, and my goals to reach those dreams. That gives me satisfaction. And if I were to die in 10 minutes, it'd be with a smile on my face, because I know that I've given life everything that it has. There's something special about pursuing your dream. And it really does just make all of the little nuances and all of the little petty issues of life just fade away, because you have a purpose, you have a dream, you have a goal. And every single morning when you wake up, you know exactly what time it is. And I don't mean what time's on the clock, I mean what time it is. It's time to go after your dream. It's time to get to work. Not for somebody else, not for a paycheck, not for accolades, not for awards, but for yourself. That's right, for yourself. And my dreams now are 100% for Quincy. And that really allows me to go to a place and go to a space where nothing can touch me. Nothing can touch me. And I believe that's probably the best, or one of the biggest reasons that I could give, one of the greatest recommendations that I could give to someone else as to why to pursue your dream. I've seen a lot of people do this, and it amazes me some of the miracles that can happen when an individual sucks it up and they decide to go after their birthright, to go after what, if you're a believer, what God has promised you. Ask, believe, and receive. That is a statement of truth And that is a suggestion that you should go after your dreams. Absolutely a suggestion that you should go after your dreams. Going after your dreams really gives you life. It gives you life. I'm 32 years old now. And again, I made my transformation and really started pursuing my dream when I was 29. And a lot of people would say, well, Quincy, wasn't your dream to be a veterinarian? And I don't know the answer to that question. I think that was a big part. I think it's a natural part of my path. But I'm not sure that was my dream. It's not what I've wanted to do since I was a kid. And even if it was, once I became a veterinarian, I couldn't have possibly been done. I believe that a part of being a dreamer is that process never ends. One of my favorite quotes comes from a guy named Wallace Wattles, and it kind of will nail home the point of dreaming is a never-ending process. But it goes, man is formed for growth, and he is under the necessity of growing. It is essential to his happiness that he should continuously advance in life. Life without progress becomes unendurable, and the person who ceases from growth must either become imbecile or insane. The greater and more harmonious and well-rounded his growth, the happier man will be. When I learned that quote, I mean, gosh, man, life just got so much easier. I was like, wow, man. So I just need to continuously advance. Man was formed for growth. It's essential to my happiness. And when I look back, after I graduated from veterinary school, the growth stopped. I mean, there's always going to be a natural progression. There's always going to be a natural process of growth in anyone's life. Even if you just wake up and just go to work, and I mean, even if you just walk that under the street and back, there's always some form of growth happening. But it's at such a linear rate, and it's such a small rate, the growth that most of us are actually going through once we've achieved maybe that surface level goal of I want to be an X. And for me, it was I want to be a veterinary doctor. But that can't possibly be it. Because if you're still alive, if you're still breathing, then you still have more work to do. There is still something left for you to do. I don't care how many accolades you have. I don't care like what achievements, what positions, what titles you've had, how much money you've accumulated. And the real mentors that I've had in my life that have achieved net worths that most people will never see are still working. Not like from a slave perspective, but working to help other people live their dreams. And I believe that that's how you know you've actually done it, is that if you're out there and you've already achieved your dream and you're still trying to push the envelope and push the message to help others, then you know that whatever information you have, it's sound. You know it's sound. And that's something that I aspire to do. And even if your childhood dream was to be an X or a Y or a Z, my challenge to you is to now take it to the next level. Now take it to the next level, okay? So what's next? And not to climb a ladder. Not to climb a ladder. No. That's not what I'm talking about. But to fulfill a purpose and to complete a vision and to really truly live your dream. And your dream cannot be a finite, okay, now I made it. The next point I want to speak to, and this one is equally as important as the things that we've already covered today. The fact that dreaming gives you life. The fact that you were formed for growth and dreams are going to make you grow. because usually dreams are pretty big, and in order to achieve something pretty big, you have to continuously grow, try to reach your full potential. But more importantly, and I think this is just the more common sense reason behind why you should be achieving your dream, going after your dream, but if you're not living your dream, and I say this in the introduction, like, what are you doing? Seriously, ask yourself that. If you believe that there is a dream life that you could be living, if there is something in your mind that you see as the dream life, the absolute best life possible for yourself, and you're not living that, like, what are you saying? What life are you living? And to me, and a lot of people will probably disagree with this, but I don't think there's any in between. I believe you're either living your dream life or you're living the garbage life. You're living the dream life or you're living a garbage life. That's the way I see it. Whether the appearances don't appear to be something that would be portrayed as the garbage life, if you know that there's a better life, and I use the term better very, very loosely, because that's highly subjective, highly subjective. But if you know that there's more for you to be living, if there's more for you to be doing, and that there's something out there that you want to do in life, but you're not pursuing it because you're afraid or because you don't believe in yourself to be able to achieve the something better, then by default, I believe that the life that you are living must be a garbage life. And I know that sounds really super negative. I have to come up with a different word for that eventually. But for now, dream life or the garbage life, baby. Like, which one are you living? Which one are you living? And if you're going after the dream life, then you're living the dream life. You're not in garbage territory. Living the dream, in my opinion, is simply the act of pursuing your dreams. That is living the dream. That is living the dream. As soon as you stop pursuing the dream, you're back in garbage life territory. Okay? So even if you have absolutely nothing, you have no money, maybe you have like negative money in your bank account. I don't know. The minute you start to pursue your dream, your absolute best life possible, you're now living the dream. And if you continue to follow the principles that have been laid out by many others and that I'm going to lay out on this show, then you will certainly get to the point of becoming a dream achiever. A lot of people are, and this is the next point, a lot of people are encouraged to not dream big. I've been there before, where people have encouraged me not to do it too big, where I've actually heard people, these are even counselors sometimes, telling students or telling me that telling students to dream big is not good because they're setting themselves up for failure. And this one really gets under my skin. So a lot of people are afraid to dream because of the fear of failure. If I aim for the stars, there's a great chance that I'll miss. And I'm not even coming from a point of if you shoot for the stars, you'll hit the moon, or if you aim for the moon, the stars are still in reach. I'm not even coming from any perspective like that. I'm simply coming from the standpoint of screw failure. Screw it. It's not the end of the world. Just because you fall doesn't mean you can't get back up. And honestly, it's your perspective towards the failure that is the problem, that is the issue, not the actual failure itself. So for the people who are saying that the students can't handle the failure and they're going to try too hard and then they won't make it and they'll get depressed, I'm like, okay, the failure is not the problem. It's the attitude towards the failure. And another one of my favorite quotes that comes from Wallace Waddles again is that the only thing that can go wrong in this world is my own personal attitude, and I can always make that right. So if we're saying that it's the attitude towards the failure, not the failure itself, I mean, the failure itself can't possibly make people go into depression, because many of the self-made dreamers and millionaires and just great people of our time have failed. So if failure in and of itself made people be depressed and want to commit suicide and things like that, then there would be very few self-made people in the world, because most of the ones that I've studied, they failed. And some of them pretty massively. They say Walt Disney went bankrupt, what, 3 or 4 times? You've seen Frozen. You've seen Moana and The Lion King and Aladdin. You probably listen to the songs and all that stuff. Your kids are probably watching it. And the guy who is responsible for creating that went bankrupt 3 or 4 times. Don't quote me on that, but that's what I think I heard somebody say. So just think about that. Like, it's not the failure in and of itself. It's the attitude towards the failure. Now, I did also hear that he went into depression and stuff like that. But hey, I think that Walt Disney, we could all agree that he's pretty successful. I don't care what mental afflictions he went through. Like, I think he did it pretty big. So the fear, don't allow the fear of failure to stop you from dreaming and dreaming big. Understand and learn, and this is going to be a recurring theme. I kid you not. I said it on last week's episode. We have to learn to see the advantages and the disadvantages. We have to learn to find the opportunity in the chaos. And we have to realize that life's always happening for us and not to us, as Tony Robbins says. Okay? So if we're able to see the advantages and the disadvantages and find the opportunity in the chaos, then when we have the failures from dreaming so big and missing, then we can grow and become stronger from the failures. And I believe that that's a major key to life, and a major key to anyone who's going to go out there and be a dreamer, is that you have to learn to see the good in all apparent bad. And once you learn to master that, oh boy, like, you're going to be cooking with some really hot grease. It's going to be insane, and you're going to love it. You're absolutely going to love it. I alluded to this earlier, and I'm going to mention it again here. The enjoyment, the reward of pursuing your dream is not whatever's at the end of the dream. So if your dream is to have a certain amount of money, to have a certain car, to accomplish a certain thing, you must know this, and you must know it well, that the enjoyment of being a dreamer and pursuing your dreams and discovering your dreams and eventually achieving your dreams is in the process of the journey. It's in that process of pursuing your dreams where you're going to find the enjoyment. We're going to meet the people. We're going to have the experiences. We're going to experience the failures. Learn to love the failure. Enjoy your failure, because you know that within that failure is the seed of an equivalent success if you just keep going, if you persist. And we're going to talk about persistence. We're going to talk about faith. We're going to talk about all those things that allow an individual just to keep going. And it's going to feel so good just to say to yourself every single day that I'm pursuing my dream. What are you doing today? Pursuing my dreams. That's what I'm doing. What are you doing tomorrow? Pursuing my dreams. What'd you do last week? Pursuing my dreams. Every single day, that would be my answer. And it'll always be my answer. You don't have to worry about what I'm doing. I'm going after the absolute best life possible. the older I get, the harder my pursuit is going to get. I learned from one of my mentors, Joe Dudley's my main mentor, and one of his counterparts, Dr. Bailey, says that every day you need to be trying to beat yesterday. Not to beat somebody else, but to beat your own personal, every day you're competing with yourself to be your best self. Every day you are your perfect self every single day, but you're not your best self necessarily every single day. Okay? And I believe that through pursuing your dreams, you get closer to what would be the best, your best self, because it really takes a lot out of you to go after a dream. And again, if you can just understand that failure is okay, and that the enjoyment is in the process, and that dreams give you life, and that man is formed for growth, and that you can and you should go for your dreams. And if you're not living your dream life, that you're living the garbage life. And if you're not afraid to fail, and if you understand that the enjoyment is in the journey, you're going to wash away all of the petty issues of life. You won't be afraid of death like everyone else. People are afraid of death because they are afraid that they're going to die before they get to whatever that amazing part of life is supposed to be, not realizing that it's not coming until they start dreaming. It's not coming until they have faith. And I just want to add that when I say that I'm not afraid of death, it doesn't mean that I want to die. Nobody wants to die. But what I am saying is that your heaven or your hell is right here on earth. You're experiencing hell every day, or you're experiencing heaven every single day. For a long time, at least for the first 3 years before my transformation, I was experiencing hell. But ever since November 2016, I am proud to say that I have been experiencing heaven on earth, and that makes me really, 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 really happy. So I'm not afraid to die. Certainly don't want to die. Have no intentions of dying anytime soon. I have a purpose and a lot of things to do. The last thing I'm going to say before we wrap this show up is that the reason I'm so confident that if you start to dream, you're going to, and if you follow the guidelines that I have for you, is because you are co-creating your life with the ultimate creator, with the ultimate teammate that cannot fail in anything, at anything, that can manifest anything, that's closer than hands and feet at all times. They're waiting to help you along the way. Again, good people, my name is Dr. Quincy Hawley, and you can visit us online at www.dreamlifemotivation.com. Discover what you want, pursue it with all your heart, and you will achieve whatever it is 100% of the time. Enjoy the journey. Take care.
My name is Jimmy Davies, and I'm the owner of the every.black family of websites. I created every.blackentrepreneur.com because we must become entrepreneurs, and we have to use technology to level the playing field. We support our members by highlighting them in a weekly email announcement. We create a monthly directory where every member has a full page display. One of the largest advantages of joining the every.black family is the ability to network with all of the other members. We have also partnered with the Truth Network to provide a 10% discount for anyone joining and using the discount code of TRUTH, TRUTH, when signing up. Go to every.blackentrepreneur.com. Click on the sign up button and join today. You can reach us at 919-265-8045. Sign up today and join the movement to achieve economic freedom.